What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 31 and we're starting today's episode off with another manager position offer. Real Sociedad want to take me to Spain. Now don't get me wrong, it worked for David Moyes, that brief stint helping him rejuvenate his managerial career, and since then, now of course at West Ham, he's done great with the Irons, no doubt about that, but I don't need that yet in my managerial career so soon in. Yep, we might have the disappointment of the EFL Cup final loss to Manchester City, but I'm staying at Southampton. I can't believe that though. Like, you guys, if you play career mode like me, you'll know getting a manager offer is so rare. It's like gold dust. You get like 1 or 2 a save. I've had 3 in about 3 months. Absolutely ludicrous. But again, for realism, we are turning it down and staying with the Saints. On the back of the defeat to Man City at Wembley, absolutely gutted about it. You know, battling back from 2-0 down against the most successful side in the EFL Cup in the last decade. No one's won it more times than Liverpool with 9, but Man City have won it the most times in the past 10 years. Against Pep Guardiola's side, English Premier League champs last season, 2-0 down, coming back to make it 2-2, and then to lose it in the final 5 minutes through Jack Grealish and KDB's late goals, I was gutted. So, heading into the following game, first one of March, well, I guess these are the moments here where you find out what you're made of. You know, pressure makes diamonds or it bursts pipes. What are you made of? How do you respond from that failure and dejection? First game of March, first game today, midweek, Wednesday night, King Power Stadium, FA Cup, last 16. Leicester City, and 22 minutes in, if you think these Saints are going to fold now, think again. Adam Armstrong gives us the lead. And it's funny we're meeting the Foxes again in the last 16. Because we had them last season in the last 16 on our way to the quarters. That was at home. They were the holders that year last season. But this time taking them on away from home at Brendan Rodgers' turf and taking the early lead. Adam Armstrong, he has been so good this season. And to be fair, all of my strikers have been so good this year. Armstrong in the Cup in particular, that's his 4th goal in as many games in the FA Cup this year. And 1-0 Southampton, 22 minutes in, I was thinking, okay, alright, it's time for revenge now, baby. We've just lost the final to Man City. It's time to show we're the club on the rise, and forget that defeat at Wembley. We are still a team to watch out for as the years go by. 33 minutes in, he's at the double. Adam Armstrong once again connecting with the cutback, smacks it home. We're 2-0 up, and this is what I needed, man, because this happens so often in football when a team's been overperforming and then they have a crushing blow, a crushing defeat, be it like a cup semi-final or a big game in the league when they're chasing an outside shot of Europe or something like that. When a team has a big blow psychologically, how do you respond? That's the real question. How do you pick yourself up from that? And to me, it really sort of shows the mentality of a team. It's like make or break, you know. You can fall away on the back of a defeat like that, or it can make you stronger. You know, rejection, failure, it can make you stronger. What are you made of? Well, here's your answer. 88 minutes in, after the Foxes half the deficit in a pretty tedious second half, I must be honest. It was the A's in this game, the A-team, the Armstrongs. First Adam with the brace in the first half, and then Stewart in the second. Scores the dagger with 2 minutes to go, and that would do it. Final score at the King Power, Leicester 1, Southampton 3. Beaten in the EFL Cup final. Everyone sitting there saying it was a fluke that we went all the way to Wembley. Well, lads, we're now 9 minutes away from getting back there, baby. If we can get through the quarter-final, we'll be in the FA Cup semis. Second year of the FA Cup quarter-final after getting there last season, losing to Manchester City. The question was, heading into the FA Cup quarter-final this time, who would we have in the last 8? Last season, it was Man City away. We did well to battle with them, but lost the game 4-2. But heading out of the post-match interview, we'd find out who we've got in the last 8 of the FA Cup. I was thinking, please, not another big boy. And we'll be taking on in the quarterfinals. Wait for it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not Man City. It's not Chelsea. It's not Spurs. And it's not the Red Devils. Now, I'll be honest here, with no disrespect, I really wanted the Tigers, but we've got the Wolves instead. Yep, Wolverhampton Wanderers at St Mary's in the quarterfinals, and I will take it. Wolves are having a decent season, to be fair. They're above us in the table right now with 12 games to go, but only by a point. As we know, because of how congested it is right now with 12 games remaining, It's so tight, and anyone really from like 3rd all the way down to 12th still has a shot of Champions League football, let alone Europa League or Europa Conference League. But it's Wolves, and it's going to be at St Mary's in the quarterfinals, and I'd definitely say heading into that game there, it will be a very even tie. But once again, we've got a golden chance of reaching Wembley for the 2nd time in this season and getting to our 1st ever FA Cup semi. Bruno Lage's side, it's going to be a very balanced affair, I'm sure. Looking forward to it though. We avoided one of the big boys. Can we get back to Wembley so soon after leaving? 2nd game of today's episode felt like deja vu. Didn't need to leave Leicester because we had them again on the weekend. This time in the Premier League though, once again away at the King Power. Return to the matters here in the league. Us, Leicester, Wolves, Southampton, well, so many teams right now battling for a European spot with 12 games to go. But heading into this one, we had a game in hand on a few teams. We could win back-to-back. We would show all the clubs we are not going anywhere despite that EFL Cup final heartbreak. And what did I just say a moment ago? These are the moments here where you find out what your character is and what you're made of. Dejection in the EFL Cup final, battling back from 2 goals down to lose it in the final 5 minutes. And then we knock out Leicester in the FA Cup in their backyard. And now we're a goal up 57 minutes in a crucial battle for European football in the Premier League. Gareth Bale, what a season. 12th goal in 23. And of course, I'm sure you guys have read this. I've seen this as well. Reports that Bale is going to retire after the World Cup with Wales. His contract with Real Madrid ends in the summer. I talked about it. I said he'll be leaving on a free. Everyone knows that. I think the chance of Gareth Bale staying at Real Madrid past the summer is about as strong as me getting married at 30. So it's not going to happen. We know that, right? But even so, for Bale, if he does retire after the World Cup with Wales, I should say if they get to the World Cup with Wales, if they win their playoff final, it would be sad to know he's no longer in pro football anymore, but I did think that would be likely, and that's why when I signed him, I did talk about it. I only see Bale having like 1 or 2 years left at the top and in pro football as well. I didn't think that was a silly comment to make, and in the end, well, the rumours, if they are true, seem to have not necessarily proved me right, but I guess made sense that we would sign him here, because I would love to see Bale stay at least 1 or 2 more years in pro football, and again, go back to Spurs, go back to Southampton. I think that would be brilliant. But, or even, you know what I mean, like even just go to China, get your bread, you know. But even so, for Bale, I'm so glad I got him this year, man. 12th goal in 23, averaging just over 1 in every 2. He's been sublime, and after scoring our first in a game where I really felt I was in full control from the first whistle to last, he was replaced by the man who scored a brace here just 3 days ago. Adam Armstrong, who scored our first 2 in the Cup, bags our 2nd of the afternoon in a 2-0 win at the King Power. Back-to-back wins away at Leicester, first dumping them out of the Cup, then getting a big battle victory against them in the race for European football as well. Brendan Rodgers is absolutely sick of the sight of me right now, but hey, like I said, these are the moments where you find out what you are made of. Responding to rejection, failure, disappointment. How do you pick yourself up? Well, how about that, baby? Massive win in the FA Cup and in the Premier League's one. And how about this? Had to show this for our 3rd and final game of today's episode here, which is indeed the FA Cup quarter-final against Wolves at St Mary's. Armando Broja. Did you see that? £83 million bid from AS Monaco. Looks as though the English-born Albanian might be on his way to the south of France. And I was just sitting there thinking, if we just had a little bit more money, he could be with us right now. But I'll be honest, we haven't even missed him that much. We're one of the top scoring teams in the Premier League. Goals have not been our problem this year. Bale's coming and being sublime. And of course, Che Adams and Adam Armstrong have been a lot more consistent this year as well. But I would still be sad because next season, let's say hypothetically we do qualify for Europe, and imagine if we sneak into the Champions League places as well. If we get a big budget, I'd love to spunk it all on Armando Broja. Bring him back for a big, big transfer fee. After his heroics in Season 1, I'd love to use him again, but seems as though he's probably going to be leaving in the summer to Monaco. Anyway, 3rd and final game of today's episode, FA Cup quarter-final. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Bruno Lage's side, and it's safe to say that EFL Cup final heartbreak is now a distant memory. Right from kickoff, Gareth Bale, leading like a leader should, puts us in front, gives us the early advantage, but 17 minutes in? Oh my goodness. So, yeah. Do I explain what happened here, or do I just let you watch the replay and laugh? I mean, I think I'm going to do the latter. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, can we move past this now? Can we just forget that happened? I mean, we know it happened. It was a goal. Let's just forget it. Oh my god. Of all the goals I've conceded in FIFA 22, lads, that's the absolute worst. I'm sorry. Don't ask me what I was doing. You know that circle button is practically off limits for me when I'm inside my own penalty area and inside my own half, really. Sometimes, though, you got to break the rule. I should have done so. Absolutely embarrassing. But despite conceding the leveller through embarrassing and, let's be honest, hilarious circumstances, 8 minutes after the restart, well, it was quiet at Wembley. Didn't do very well in the final, despite the fact he's been one of our best players since the very first game with Southampton. Ritsu said, you know what, it was poor at Wembley, I hold my hands up. Time to show I've still got it. Scores the goal to put us back in front in the game with 5 minutes to go. Desperately clinging on to the win that would send us back to Wembley. David Raya pulls off the save and there it is. We hold on to the victory on the South Coast. Final score 2-1 over Bruno Lage's side. And I tell you what, when you talk about response, when you talk about picking yourself up, use this as an example. EFL Cup final, heartbreak, first minute. 2-0 down, 2-2, lost it in the final 10 minutes, absolutely gutted, but what a response for the Saints. We're back to Wembley in the same season. We're heading to our first ever FA Cup semi-final, and in the final four of the FA Cup at Wembley, we'll be taking on... But you know what? I guess I'll take it. Yep, it's Chelsea. Chelsea in the semi-finals. And I swear, I thought it was going to be Man City. I thought it was going to be Manchester City at Wembley again. Instead, it's Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea after they beat Spurs on penalties. We've got them at Wembley. The Magpies versus Guardiola side, the other semi. But taking on Chelsea right now in fourth, 11 games to go, 5 points behind them in the race for that fourth and final Champions League spot. We'll meet at Wembley in the FA Cup semi as well, as we continue our pursuit of our first domestic silverware and a dream Champions League place. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Enjoyed if you like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode of the Realistic Career Mode. It's getting real now. It's getting tense as hell. I'll see you for it very soon.